On today's episode of the Common Sense podcast, we met with Andre PNut Brown, otherwise known as Mr. Mobay. We had a very interesting conversation, and we learned a lot about PNut, why they call him Mr. Mobay. And he told us why people don't like him. But we talked about his journey from high school right up to his current business ventures with Social Butterflies and the e-commerce store, and some of the struggles that he went through growing his business, his transition from Margaritaville to Pier 1 and into the entertainment space, as well as what he did for the Hurricane Melissa victims. So stay tuned. I think you're gonna have a great time watching. You're gonna feel inspired. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Welcome to another episode of the Common Sense podcast, and thank you for joining us. If this is your first episode, please remember to subscribe and follow us on all our socials at Common Sense University. Common Sense, make it make sense. On today's episode of the Common Sense podcast, we're joined by Andre PNut Brown, one of Montego Bay's most influential figures in business, entertainment, and marketing. For nearly 2 decades, PNut has helped with building major brands and events, from Pier 1, Margaritaville, BritJam, now to his own Social Butterflies Entertainment Group. He's helped a lot of Caribbean entrepreneurs enter the e-commerce space through Sobe stores and other tech-based products. But his impact goes far beyond the business. Following the devastating impact of Hurricane Melissa, he stepped up in a major way to support families and communities and small businesses. Today we're talking about his entrepreneurial journey, the lessons he learned, and his vision for Montego Bay and Jamaica. PNut, welcome to Common Sense University.
Hey, gentlemen, thank you for your platform. It's always a great pleasure, talking to like-minded individuals, who we can always, reason and, articulate with, on this level, and most importantly, giving us the opportunity to share our stories, to inspire others. So, I would like to thank you guys, most importantly, for this opportunity, to share your platform with me so we can inspire the world.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, man. I am superstar now. I thank you. Make some time out your busy schedule for the year, so would we? Big up
pleasure,
yourself.
definitely ours, And big up the co-hosts we have as well. We have Witter in the building, Witter the legend.
That is it.
One.
Mm-hmm.
And also we have with us Q, the motivational speaker. Go on, Q.
Well, I give thanks,
That is it. All right. So before we get started into the business, going into the business and dive into all the different projects you're working on, tell us about yourself. Where did your journey begin?
So, give me Kemar. So I'll be very honest with you, right? Honestly, there's a lot of people out there that could really care less about my journey. That's just the reality of it. I could come here and tell you, say, I start off as S2E23, and I grow myself to become a big multi, faceted businessman. But I find that nobody really cares nowadays.
Yeah.
People more are looking for, and it's sad to say, they're more looking for clickbait, and they're more looking for drama, and they're more looking for pasa, and I don't think anybody wants to be inspired these days in business, especially this nowadays generation people. And really and truly, what I really want to use this platform to talk about is just a lot of struggles that we go through. And throughout this conversation, all of these questions will be answered, because we're going to cover so many things that's really on my mind and has really bothered me as an entrepreneur in this Montego Bay space for the last 21 years. I'm 41 years old now, and I can say my real entrepreneurial journey started when I was 20 years old, right? And it started before that, but if I want to be true to myself, I'd say at 20 years old when I really got kick-started. And I find that, in all of those 20 years, it's just been a huge challenge, this business space in this very small city, with a lot of, and I don't want to say the wrong term, but the Mobay is a small city, and I find that most people have a small city mindset, right? Most people will call it a crab in a barrel mindset. Some people call it bad mind, which I don't call it that. I'm going to further dive down into why I don't call it bad mind, but it's a small city mindset. You know what I mean? And I've done several podcasts like these where people can go and they can hear my story, they can know where I'm start. But today we want to talk about some things that really bother me. And I think most of these things it will inspire most of the entrepreneurs coming up, that say, this journey is not going to be easy. It's going to be tough, right? And it's going to be filled with a lot of bumps, and you're not going to get the support. You're not going to get the true support that you want. And what do you do at that time? Like at that time, what do you do? Do you give up? Do you stop? Do you throw in the towel? So, I think, with this platform, I think I really want to dive into a lot of these issues. And hopefully at the end of this discussion, we can really come to some great outcomes.
All right, so let's reason. We're going to throw the questions out there. We're going to reason.
Yeah.
Let's reason, right?
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you started like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And you're in your 40s, man. And 9 years from 50 now, man. That's how you go, man.
Hey, I know people are rich, so give thanks.
Say before you say something with that, say when you give me age a while ago, say I thought that you were ahead of me at a carnival, but you're actually 1 year behind me still.
Really?
But anyway, that's what your grandfather, Carl Jackson.
A lot of older folks, they always think that I'm their age group, and that's just because I had such an early start.
Easy with the older folks talk. Easy with the older folks. Anyway,
the more mature folks.
Yeah,
that is because though you project yourself, Peanut. You
Yeah.
always put yourself out there, and you blend in well with the mature folks from an early age. Because I remember in 2006, I think that's when you dive into the marketing industry, right? How was that entry in the marketing industry for you? You talk about struggle, so let's talk about it.
So great question, Victor. So first and foremost, everybody know that I am a product of the inner city. Born in Glendevon. You know what I mean? Went to Glendevon All-Age School. Moved from Glendevon All-Age School, went to Cornwall College. And that's really where, my eyes got open into what the world looks like. The ghetto, you got All-Age School, everybody poor. You know what I mean? Everybody poor. You know what I mean? And, you might have your mother foreign where I send a couple nice boots come give you, so you might feel so you're better off than them. But when you got Cornwall and realize, say, yo, man, I get picked up in a Benz and BMW. You're like, hold on.
Different settings.
My Ninja Turtle shoes, what me did have, I feel some more than you. Me more than you, man. Hey, come on, Ninja Turtle shoes there.
Yeah.
Mature people. Anyways, back to the kids them. So, so that's where my eyes kind of got open to everything because, in the inner city, you don't know say you're poor. You just know say, yo, I say you're there. And, you live. You live as a community. So if you don't have it, your neighbor go have it or somebody down the road will go have it. And for people who grew up back in those days, in the early 90s, when communities were a lot stronger, we used to have, me there my birthing yard, I run up and down and play marble. You know what I mean? Till late night. I know say Miss Carol I go cook dinner. So we need to worry about no dinner. We eat and I'm more eat and Miss Carol and go eat again,
two food.
Two food. Yeah, two food. Yeah, but that's when communities were a lot stronger. But I went to Cornwall College and then my eyes got open to, what diversity looks like and what different classes look like. You know what I mean? Especially amongst my peers. I had a great understanding of that, which I'll dive into that story about what helped to shape me as a person. But going to Cornwall College, it kind of opened my eyes to my different peers and how the different tiers work. You know what I mean? And in fifth form, I realized that my journey, because I wanted to become a software developer, engineer, because I love tech back in those days. I found one of my old yearbooks, my graduation yearbooks in black and white, right? And he said I wanted to become a software engineer because I
Yes,
was always interested in the whole engineering and computers. I was very fascinated by that back in the days. And throughout high school, your life changed and you do different things. And I started a big business operation in high school. You need to SB and then give you a business to run.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Right, that was my first taste of business, and I realized, but hold on, me start monopolize the whole school. 8th grade block,
Actually
9th
good at
grade block,
this.
10th grade block. Me have youth block selfie me on every different block. Till me all I go left my lunch money at daytime. My father say, yo, you know why your lunch money? I mean, I say, all right, give me a little change, you know what I mean? And then I
The
started
little change.
a little change. And
Yeah.
so I got a good taste for business. And then, I got to link up with some friends of mine that became lifelong friends back then. Guys were of the uptown crew, and them parents own bakeries and the whole liberty. So we start to
Yeah,
merge with
man.
them youths there. And we start a little thing where a little crew together and then those guys were the hype guys, what I mean? The cool guys. They were the
Yeah,
cool guys, play for the tennis team and we went to all the cool parties and when this person have them parties and we were always on the list and we were the cool guys at the tail end of high school. And we
yeah.
started an event called Magic Stick, which I think was a groundbreaking event as it relates to bringing back parties to Mobay. You know what I mean? My brethren
Mm.
was Jimmy Cliff's son. Had a house in Mango Walk abandoned, and we fixed up the house and all of a room where I play a PlayStation. We have a stabbing cabin with some all sponge over there. So we have dance floor. The pool had a bar. Like people came and their minds were
Yeah.
blown because at that time, nobody,
Nothing like that.
was nobody had to do them something there, the party
Yeah,
business.
yeah, yeah.
Well, aside
Creative.
from Screech them, big up Screech them, but I might platform this today, right? But big up Screech them. Them that them things
You're
same time.
setting.
So, yeah.
Well, a long time that's a screech.
Yeah, man, Screech them still them out, man, right? So Magic Stick
Brazilian.
was like this
Dominic.
big thing, and we bring down 5,000 flyers and 50 Cent song. I got the magic stick was a big thing, and I mean the party ram, and that was one of the things that people say, yo, them youth, yeah, them youth are tough. Frost family, PNut, them Jeffrey, them Robert, them. So from that time, we got propelled to local stardom, right? So you don't know, so with local stardom and them things there, people are gonna say, yo, them on the hype and so from them days, people don't really like me, because you don't know, say, be a regular man in the corner, I look my way, and we have moved around all the girls,
I
them,
admit, I was one of them when they to like, they think I actually understand.
yeah, but guess what? But guess what? No, it was just the life that we were living at the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was
It
just so
looks that way, yeah.
it looks that way, but we were
Mhm.
we just do a thing, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it was so overstimulated and to the average person that didn't have the resources that we had and just the whole clique that we had to do what we were doing, it just keep overstimulating. You know what I mean? So that kind of rose us
So that's
to
around
fame.
2006.
That 2001. That
Oh,
was my
that's it.
first. That was
Man,
my first
that's from right out of high school.
right out of high
Um,
school.
so
So that was the first
so
big event I did, Magic Stick. At that
Mhm.
that sent PNut and Theme Crew a road, you know what I mean?
So that's when you saw that this is where you want to go in promotions.
Yes, because we trust
Mhm.
me, when I said that event, to this day, who I am today,
Mhm.
that's where I
that's where it
started from.
started.
So it was that impactful at that time. You know what I mean?
So did that help you to land that job at Margaritaville? Because I don't know if it was Margaritaville your first job or did you have another job between high school and Margaritaville?
Well, it actually teed me up because a year after that, some of the guys, them man, they go to school are foreign, you know what I mean? So we there
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Jamaica because I don't know who thinks
Them
it's set up
disappear. Them they
already.
disappear for a little bit.
Yeah, them
Yeah.
gone a foreign, gone pursue a bigger education and
Yeah.
end up go come see. And I think I was one of two people that were left in the crew. So we bring that whole hype, they go come see, you know what I mean? And we have that whole hype. So again, I come see. I was like, one of the, I mean, we had the man that come see, you know what I mean? They run all the
Yeah,
girls
yeah.
and the party, the promoters. So again, PNut them like PNut because guess what? PNut too hype. Peanut,
So,
this
so
peanut.
that's a very important
And this
question.
this me I said it a build up
Mhm.
to today, you know.
I know where we're going.
Everything
Yeah,
I
is
know where
man.
we're going.
You
So
keep on raising the
is this
bars.
now?
That
Yeah.
that is it.
So look at it, this Peanut. You have found yourself in the spotlight time and time
Spotlight.
again without even trying, just being you.
Just being me with her.
How does it affect your decision and your life? Do you feel like you have to always put on that persona, or you're just being yourself?
That's a great question with her, right? That's a great question because I find that when I was at Comc and it was me alone, I do 1 and 2 away, and most of my crew gone and me alone. You know what I mean? So you find that I had to carry the whole height because at that time we did start Short Circuit, which Short Circuit
Big party.
is a
Yeah,
legendary event.
Legendary Mobay event.
To this day,
Not
it
just
is one of the
Mobay, but legendary event.
legendary. It is one of the biggest events Mobay has ever seen to this day with no artists, just pure party. So at that time, Short Circuit did start and, with that come see and I find that to answer your question with I had to live up to that expectation. You know what I mean? So you find that so we always have here, at that time, image is everything. So you find that, even though I was a humble youth, I grew up in a church as a Jehovah's Witness, I walk up and down as them called a sell book. You know what I mean? And that's where I start out from. Yeah, man. I sell book. Hey, good morning. My name is Andre, and I'm with the Jehovah's Witnesses. And today,
Hold on.
we
Do you feel like that helped you with public relations, though?
let me tell you something. That built me because from a very
I
young
know.
age, I used to walk up and down, knock on door, people are run from me. I'm like, oh, where you go? Let's see you come. Joy, this here. And I used to give public talks at the Kingdom Hall, addressing a congregation. So, that helped to build my personality. Funny you mentioned that. I never really thought about that.
Yeah, man. They have a saying, if it's not
I mean, I'm
if
gonna
it's not
pretend like
working
me
for
didn't even
you,
factor that.
if it's not working for you, it's working on you.
I had to I kind of had to try to make sure that I was living up to that role in my early stage. Okay, no, them days we still poor, we still broke. And we are try, so we don't have it. So we have to try, put on the image, you know what I mean? Luckily I had good parents and I had a good system and I had a little hustling them. So, I could have do what I was doing, you know what I mean? To make sure it's me I live the promoter image. Because back then it was all about image. But growing up, I transitioned out of just trying to become this person until I actually became that person. And that's when it moved from trying to be this guy into I'm the guy. You know what I mean? And from transitioning out of Short Circuit, which I want to come back to later on. And you asked me about my job at Margaritaville. All of that being, the promoter for Short Circuit, one of the biggest events in Mobay. I would say at 1 year we had close to 10,000 people strong at Pier 1 to take down the fence. You know what I mean? So, transitioning out of that now and going into leaving school and I did a couple of call centers, and I realized that, what I mean, that's just not my forte. Then I got into the corporate world, which is Pier 1 and Margaritaville. So I don't know what angle you want to take it into, but turn it back over to you guys. So where I start to connect back the dots.
All right, then. So we talk about Margaritaville. You said it was a second job?
So my first job was at a call center. It was at NARS.
NARS, yeah.
And at that time, I used to work at call centers just to earn money to keep party. So as soon as me earn one good paycheck, we just cut and keep a dance, right? And then the party no work out, and then me have much bills. Can remember, we
Hold
don't
on.
really,
Me know why you skip past that party now work out something,
yeah.
I don't believe you.
Because
Party always work for you, man. About that.
no, hold on. The reason why me know why you skip past it, because there's a lot of people that think that being a promoter is just get up and once you put on the party, you make money.
I always work for PNut.
There's a lot
sir.
of lessons. There's a lot of lessons in party
It don't work,
promotion,
so.
especially when it fails. So
It
more
don't
you
work,
talk to
so.
me about that.
Trust me, when my brothers and them gone off far and we start doing thing and we just start Short Circuit. And when we just start out, that 2003 was the first one. We get Tony Mataran, not forget Crazy Neil, give it a link there. And me even say
Yeah.
Mataran a dream
Yeah.
weekend. One night. And they were telling me the story about if they get a link to come work, I want to look at you named PNut party. Cause then they say Mataran.
I know say you.
Mataran, big, you know. Then they say
Yeah, yeah.
Mataran, big, you know.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, with 2003,
Tony
Tony
Mataran.
Mataran, you know.
Yeah,
So we
yeah,
get the
yeah,
link
yeah.
to Mataran, you know what I mean? And was the first short circuit we keep independently at the original crew. And we get Mataran. And me, I tell her, say, yo, at the first time I realized, say, yo, Mobay people, them really, you know, you see, once them sister you take off, it's like people start get afraid to support you. You see, when nobody ever really know we, and them just support what we were doing. But once we started to build a name for ourselves, I find that the support became a lot harder to get. Because when we drop Mataran, people are saying, yo, I lie them money I tell. Then look at you that
No
can't get
Mataran
Tony
now come.
Mataran at them party. I lie. Tony Mataran, no, Pier, them a liar, man, they can't get Mataran. Because Mataran was that big. But big up to creating is what a good link with Mataran. And you know, with the work with a good price. Magic, big up yourself. Right? And Mataran actually showed up at the event and to show you all of the people, you know, guys, out the door, you know. Me mean say, me feel like say, I rich, me I go rich. Me start pick out house, me start pick out car, me start plan my retirement. Cause me I say, yo, Mataran, all right, we go get 5,000 people, 5,000 people times $1,000, and everybody go spend one. Lord, me bingo, man. I rich, you know, man. With that, we say a retirement, me start planning up. I mean, about 19, 20 them years there, you know. I mean, I tell you, say, yo, the night of the party, the first short circuit, the people out the door, nah, pay if you come in. Because them feel like, say, a style we a style. Because, you know, back in the days, people always book artists and show up and buckle fling. Maybe had that culture back in those days. Of people false promoting was a thing back in those days. And buckle start fling when man come and say, well, people, artists say, can't bother coming up. I look at us, be a buckle start fling. So maybe you had that culture. So I guess some of it rub off on what we were doing. But the people out the door, and me not forget the day when everybody out the door and they must say, yo, PNut, what we matter around there, see it a lion or tell. I mean, look at me and say, yo, look how much work we put in, flyers, weeks on the road, and on out the door. Now come in. Like, what I do? And it kind of mess up my brain because I say, yo, like, what did we do wrong? Like, why are you guys outside? Like, the party's inside. And then I start calling Mataran now, because I say, yo, I say, because I start fretting now, you know. Because I say, Lord God, no, when Mataran really go come. Because then days, you know, I call, you have to call. And, yeah, signal never too good then time, you know, brother. So you have to call, you know. So Mataran, I have to call about 10 times. And he answer your phone. Hello? Look at you. I want to, man. Yo, I show up your party. Yo, want to. Don't come phone. I so come. I say, all right, we can work with that. We can take a bad up. We take a bad up. Let me say, all right, Mataran, I come so my confidence level up now. So I say, yo, no go on out the door, man, no good. Boom, boom, half an hour later, I get a phone call. Yo, imagine I'm there, you know. Come for me. Come for me CD them. Because them days they are CD. You know, man, to me now with that.
Yeah, the pouch,
come
the
for me CD them. Come for me CD them.
Yeah.
So, me so glad, you know. Run, go out the door, you know, man. I turn boxed man, you know, with that. But go out the door and pull up in a white Corolla. I not forget, you know, white Corolla. And he give me about 4 CD pouch. Yo, don't drop them, you know. The ramp with me, you know. I say, all right, magic, cool, we're good. I take up about 4 CD pouch and I walk back at Mataran, you know. I say, bro, my head starts swelling, you know. Because I see all the people, where did that dope me? All the people where you dope me say, yo, I lie, me I tell. That feeling that goose pimples that reach me, bro. I'm walking behind Mataran with his CD pouch, right in a party. I tell you, when Mataran goes to boom and tape 3 gate, I just see people come and start pay at the gate. Start pay at the gate. Start filing. Start pay at the gate. Yeah, man. And, you know, Mataran being Mataran, DJ Kentucky also was a part of that. DJ Nico.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, and you know, a couple of others. Can't remember now, a whole heap of years ago, right? But big one up the same way. And that's when the legendary short circuit kick off. And that's when I realized, say, people, you can't depend on them. Because at that time, people start feel like say, me I get too big at that time. You know what I mean? And I feel and fast forward today, looking back, I realize what the mindset was. That as I get to youth, I do him thing, I start step up him thing, right? The support I go start slow down. And later on, we go dive down into that. But transitioning from that get me the job at Pier 1. Because we did have a website named Yard. Me have too much history for me, Like, we're gonna need one.
Hold on, are you did have Yard Vibes?
Yeah, bro. Yard Vibes.
I remember Yard Vibes.
Yard Vibes,
of course.
Bro, like, a whole heap of history with me created Mobay, Like, people see me and I know the level of work I put in. That's why enough people see me and just don't like me, And just feel that me just come up out of nowhere and me name Mr. Mobay because me enough. And I mean Mr. Mobay, So back to Yard. So I have a website named Yard Vibes.
Yeah.
People who are watch back in them days there, we never have no social media. This is before MySpace and i5.
Blackberry days.
Right? We used to have a thing named Yard Vibes, which part is a website where we used to go around and take people picture. And we take people picture, a party. Me used to walk up and take picture. And we post it on the website. And that was the only place you could go to see yourself at a party. So you don't know when party done, everybody gone over Yard Vibes. At one point in time, PNut and everybody's cameraman a because everybody want me and them party to come take picture.
Yes, sir. I want to say you're a cameraman too, man.
Yeah, bro. Me used to be a part. Snap that.
You look to Ellen and Ketchup, but anyways, not to the
So Yard Vibes kind of helped me forget. Yard Vibes was what brought me in the streets. Because I start working with a whole heap of different promoter. So we moved from just the uptown parties them now. Because people die if you say me an uptown youth, Funny enough, Just how me carry myself.
I did.
Because I appear uptown youth to par with.
I appear uptown youth. Remember myself from Cornwall, the uptown youth them. You see me? So when me build Yard Vibes now, I start linking in the streets now with the man them now where I keep things a hard street and Jason them and TC them. So it start bring me in the road and the whole of the people, garrison people, and want Yard Vibes come take picture because everybody wants to see themselves on the internet, you know what I mean? So that kind of build me in the streets, which part me get a lot of respect from all the promoters because a whole heap of events where them keep me help to build. Yard Vibes help to build whole heap of events at Mobay, whole heap of promoter. Where I do them little thing, and Yard Vibes, them come and we promote them and put them events to the world. So people are foreign all over the world can see, say, yo, this man I keep a thing at Mobay, which was at its time, it was a first in Mobay. Not in Jamaica, but it was in Mobay, it was a first. But big up kid who started the business there, my bridging that, but a whole different story. But big up kid, Yard Vibes. You will start that and bring me on.
What position were you at Margaritaville? How you started?
Me I build my way come to that.
Okay.
So when the whole Yard Vibes thing start kick off, I remember Jason Russell. Jason Russell.
Pier 1.
Yeah, man, Pier 1 was somebody I respect. I tell you, say, if Jason want one of my organs,
general, man.
If Jason want one of my organs, them, and they go cost me my life for him to survive, I tell you, say, I take out the and game. Because I know my family good. I have that amount of respect. When I look back on my journey, and look back on people that was there for me, and people who helped to build you, looking back at my age, you can look back and see all the people that come into your life, and you can assess the impact that they had in your life, right? But to his story, so when Jason came back from foreign and took over Pier 1, Pier 1 did go through a little phase, you know what I mean? All the bunty show and buckle fling and, it wasn't that desirable venue it was 10 years before. Them days, they Margaritaville run the place. Because Margaritaville did come knock off Pier 1 off of them perch. Because Pier 1 was in the days, then Ville come and start run the place. Yeah. So during that transition, Villa run the place hard. So Pier 1 is a keep all a stage show and buckle fling and it had lost its way. And Jason Russell come back from foreign and say, yo, he remember the days at Pier 1 as a youth when Pier 1 was the place to be. And he wants to bring back those days when I grew up come see. What they go on now, I know why I grew up to come see. And then I bring it back. So, that was his mission, right? And look at Pier 1 now. So clearly he achieved that, right?
Exactly.
Pier 1 now is like fine dining. The last time I went over there in the day, and I said, wait, over here have a really nice ambience.
And to what he rescued it from becoming, is a testament to the work he put in. So when him come down from foreign, him doing research and say, yo, you wanna know? We are kickstart back Friday night, right? And we are get the place back active. We are cut off all of the stage show artist thing, man, revamp the whole place. So him say, yo, I want to run the place I know. And somebody say, say, yo, I want to look at you name PNut and Kid though. They man they run Yardy Vibes and they man they know every promoter and the people them love him and they man they keep partying them short circuit and things. So, link with them Monday. So I get a phone call and me hear say, Mr. Russell want me. And then they say Russell name, to this day still. But back then they say when they go Russell name,
Russell
Montego Bay,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
I said, what? Russell want to link me?
I call this.
I said, well, I don't know. What they want? So we go say,
no, time did that for Sun Festival.
I hear the call and we go down there and, link with Jason and Jason get to meet with and, realize he's a cool youth and him share with the vision, say, yo, he might do this and he want we support and he want we straight with the yard device, the pictures and the thing, you see me? So we start work with Pier 1 and it'll help him build the Friday night. Them days say a cup of rum was $50. You know what I mean? Them days when we tell people say, yo, Friday night at Pier 1, people say, oh, Pier 1. Oh, no. Too much stampede and back. We don't go there. We're going to Margaritaville or somewhere else. Yeah, I saw people used to pray the thing. And them man come with a $50 rum and just change the whole thing. The whole game. And them start build it, the Friday night start build it. 1 and 2 people start coming. We have a couple of crew down there, place empty, like 10, 20 every Friday till 50. We start rolling with some tree and rum, man. You know what I mean? Till the vibe start build up. And the vibe build up to 11 hours part, it start catch on now. And the people start saying, oh, them man, Pier 1, have a look at vibes again. So Friday night start build up. And just say, all right, PNut. We need a...
Was it peer pressure at that time?
It was peer pressure, man. So Jason said, boy, PNut, like your energy. So guess what I know? I have a manager role I want to give you. That was my first management role. And the moment I become the promotions manager for Pier 1, right? And that was my first manager job when I get a nice manager pay. And this time I left out of my father's house. And,
How old were you at that time?
Boy, that was around 2002, 2003. Probably about 20. So Jason gave me the job at Pier 1 and we start rinse Pier 1. You know what I mean? Till Pier 1 Friday night, it just start kick Margaritaville teeth. Till for them Friday night, just become non-existent. At Pier 1, everybody start going.
Pier 1 on Friday, Margaritaville on Saturday.
So Ville being Ville, Ville stay very aggressive. Big up here and there. Brian Jordan say, well, on there, where's our Friday night? And the man say, yo, say Pier 1 take you away door. They say, what? Yeah, man, they want to look at you down in the PNut, man. The man, terrible, man. They man know everybody in the road, every promoter. And that the man, they are kick for Pier 1 right now. So if you say, hey, all right. We are going to want him, because we are the big dog, like I said, so give him a call. We want to give him a talk. So Ville decide, say, all right, this is a PNut. And the man on a Pier 1. And Ville style was to just take the best. Ville is like the Real Ville back then was like the Real Madrid. You understand? Any big players will kick up, Ville just sign them because Ville had the money at the time.
Exactly.
So we get a phone call and say, yo, Margaritaville want to link me. So I say, So I say, boy, Jason, Margaritaville call me, So Jason, all right, well, let's see what they want, PNut. So we go down at the meeting and I met with the owners at the time, Ian Deere, Mike Shamry, Andre Dixon.
Michael Shamry.
Shamry wasn't in the picture at the time.
No, because he was Carl Cliff. But and Brian, was it Brian?
Brian Jordan. So Andre Dixon, I met Andre Dixon, Brian and Ian, and we sat down and them I said, tell us about yourself, So I tell him my story and blah, 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 blah. And then I say, here we go on. We don't want to hear anymore. if you are the guy that helped to make Pier 1 successful and you work down there, we want to hire you. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to make you, wait for it, the assistant marketing and promotions manager for every Margaritaville in the Caribbean.
Still at
Kommon.
20 years old.
Can you say no?
Yeah,
I didn't know that was your title.
Yeah, about 21. Yeah, man. Kommon,
How can you say no?
Negril, Grand Turk, right? Montego Bay, in the airport. So at that
And
young
Ochi.
age, Ochi, they gave me a job as the assistant marketing and promotions manager for all of the properties them. As a little youth, and I say, yo, I remember days, you know, when we used to have a thief going to Margaritaville, you know, and couldn't even afford a drink in there, you know. Remember them days, you know. Remember them days when we used to thief go in there and couldn't even afford a drink, you know. You understand?
Yeah.
And so here's the Jason Russell story why I respect Jason. And I think that respect and that culture is missing in Montego Bay.
And
So
business
imagine,
Yeah.
imagine your biggest rival come recruit your number one star. So remember, I go to Jason, and when them show me what them are going to pay me, I said, no, sir. Me rich. Ville money sweet, you know. So I go to Jason, and I said, boy, I didn't go to Jason with the idea, say, yo, I want the world. I go to him, I said, boy, Jason, Ville shout me, you know, and them I say, yo, they want to give me a big position. And then I offer me how much money over there. I want to feel like, if he said, we go sell out over here, so I want to kick out them teeth. And Jason Rose said, PNut, calm down. What's the offer? I said, boy, Jay, them offer me this a month. This is the role. And this is what they would expect of me. And Jason said, PNut, you hear what you tell me? I said, yeah. I said, what do you mean, Jay? Jason said, PNut, what you are being offered here, I here can never offer you that. That is growth. That is an opportunity for you to take yourself to a level that right now Pier 1 is not operating at. And this gives you the opportunity to really spread your wings and to grow in this space that you are thriving so well in. Tell me, all-star priest, what if the man want to get rid of me, dog? Because, oh, you fear tell me this? Because back then, me not really hold no med set. The man really see me talent and really say, yo, that youth here, I get a solid opportunity. And if he was a selfish individual, he would have tell me, say, don't go.
Yeah.
But tell me, don't go. And the man say,
I probably wouldn't go either.
No. Them days, I'm a bastard to this day. So he say, jump me, go say, oh, I. To this day. You understand? And the man said, go on, go grow yourself, PNut. Me can't offer you this for them offer you now. Go on, take it. Yeah? And me say, all right. And him talk to me. I'm go over there, I'm accept the job. I go over there, new environment, corporate environment, corporate world. Them the role of me I get, a degree. You have to get them role there, And them days I have a couple CXC. I'm a drop out and come see in a year or two because I couldn't bother with them at school because I wrote me did say, right? So I didn't really complete my educate my degree, So I want to roll now which part a degree work me, as a man, as a streetsman, a man with a give out flyers a be to take picture, I keep party in a corporate chair, kick back so, cock up
Office and everything, man.
Office,
bro.
AC, bro.
AC.
So I spent a year in a corporate. But guess what? I never understood corporate politics because I went there and my ideas were so great that my immediate manager started to feel like I was getting ahead of myself because I never never tried to outshine your master. I never understood that concept. Never did understand that. So I go there and the boss them start come to me and I beeline to my office and I circumvent my manager. You know what I mean? There? And obviously, that come with his own thing. So them say, here we going up. So the manager now start, So she say, here we going up. Since we are Pier 1, you're too close to Pier 1. Because every day you're down there, when you leave work, the first place you go to is Pier 1. Every day I see you, I'm Mr. Russell on the road. You know, are you with us or are you against us? Pick your sides, PNut. And I said, well, so look, well, I don't know. So them she bring that the argument, you know, to the owners them. And them man they did very competitive back in those days, you know. So them I say, no, see, I chew do, you know. So all right, PNut. The boss say, you know, yeah, move like I want to spy. So show your loyalty. Stop go up Pier 1. Stop hang out over there. You want to have a drink? We have several bars across the Caribbean to drink at. Why you have to go to Pier 1? So show you're loyal to us. Let me say, all right. Here we go on now. So I go to Jason. I say, Jason, you want to know? The man give me ultimatum, you know. Them I say, boy, me a spy. And a competition to stiff, so me have to go either ease up off our relationship with you and go over this. So Jason said, boy, not to say, I want to know. Are your conscience have to talk to you upon that one day? I'm looking, I'm saying, no, Jason. If I never for you, I wouldn't dare so. So here we are going. Now lift up. I'm going to lift up and come back at Pier 1. And Jason hired me back at Pier 1. Yeah? And everything I learned at Margaritaville, I brought back to Pier 1. Organized
so you should have said I was a spy.
Yeah, but well, I wasn't, you know, I was a good youth. But when them forced me to make a decision, right? Yeah. Them don't show me the game already. Introduce to Pier 1 and, you know, if you get tourists start come. So we open them doors to Pier 1. The Pier 1 start get tourists on a Friday night now with shuttle bus, Margaritaville style, which was the advantage they had over Pier 1 at the time with those connections. We go in there and meet the whole of the man and them rate me. We just transfer that over here. So when we start do that now, we start kick out them teeth even more. The man say, well, what did we do? Bring him back. Bring him back.
Hey, that worked in your favor still, you know.
You know what you tell me? You know what you show me there, sir?
Yeah.
You show me, remember them say you have two types of knowledge, and you have specialized knowledge and you have general knowledge. So most of the people in a corporate, they just have the general knowledge. But they never have the specialized knowledge. And that's something where you can learn.
That's
something where you have to develop.
Remember, so we in a road, a tile in a road. But them don't have them flavor and them style there.
No.
So Phil said, no, bring him back. So they called back and said, PNut, we made a mistake. We would like you to come back to work for us. We're going to double your salary. And we're going to make you the corporate programs and promotions manager for the whole Caribbean.
Assistant manager again.
No. We get the big job.
Yeah,
right?
So
we go back to Jason. We say, boy, Jason. We say, boy, Jason. You want to see the man them say, yo, we fought back, you know. Jason, boy, PNut. You can do what you have to do, you know, so. You know, do what you have to do now. But say, all right, Jason. We go back over there, all right? Big up yourself. And went back to Ville. And I can tell you that, you know, I started to focus over there. And, you know, I realized what was expected of me and the opportunity I had over there to grow and to lead an organization that was an international one. And I learned to realize that. And I took my role very serious at that stint because of all the faith they had put into me. And for 10 years, well, 15, COVID, I left Margaritaville. So I would say for 15 years, I was the face of Margaritaville. When Ville was kicking, Thursday night was kicking. Mind you, we never got back Friday night. But we had learned to accept that Pier 1 don't take Friday night already.
Pier 1 is Friday.
Yeah.
Ville is Saturday.
That
was
Friday and the Saturday.
Well, ramp with me Thursday night, let me know. So Thursday night.
We're talking about back before Thursday night come in.
Yeah. So Thursday night, Saturday night, and Ville had a very strong Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. We had the hotels. I used to come in all the hotels. So Ville had 400 people every night. Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. They had people there every night because the hotel sent the people in.
Go away too far from what Jason did there. And as you said, a lot of people don't realize how important this is to be a good sportsman in business.
Very
You
good.
understand? So when you understand that someone is elevating, is not to try to tear them down. It's try
Right.
to, nurture them and say, go ahead and be the best that you can. Not to say, oh, don't hire me, feel them too hype or whatever. So that was very important. So we have to shout out Jason for that.
You have to
I think
shout
that's
out
what you
Jason
mentioned
Russell
from
for
the
that.
beginning, that in the business world at large and Montego Bay, that
Yeah.
was missing.
It's missing.
So I
It's
just want
still
to.
missing to this day, Witter. It's still missing to this day. Still missing to this day.
You know, one of the key lessons here as well, where we now I don't want it to be missed, is the fact that if he didn't allow you to leave Pier 1 and go to Margaritaville, you would not have come back with that expertise to show him how to, get the tourists there on Friday night,
Exactly.
upgrade
So
the
when the teacher
menus,
bird the
upgrade
flights,
the
okay, to
dining
let him go.
experience.
Yeah.
So it's like he still won.
And
You know what I
take up
mean?
in Kemar. You know what? And Jason didn't even think about that. He was just thinking about what was best for me. And in the long run, it came back to have
Exactly.
the great benefits from him. See, oh, bad man prevent enough blessings from people though.
You're saying something now, You're speaking something now.
That is
We are
it.
cook. We are cook. We are cook. We are cook.
We are cook.
We are
Yeah,
cook.
Yeah,
We
man.
are
Yeah,
cook.
man.
You know,
Cheers, cheers,
sometimes,
cheers. We are cook. Cheers.
Yeah, man. We smell the
you know,
pot, man.
sometimes,
Cheers.
but it go back to
didn't.
your confidence as well, because your confidence and the integrity that you have as a person
Yes.
is not just what happened, but is what you choose to do about it. You step up and you say, yeah, even though they might pay me more money, you walk away. It takes guts to do that,
It takes guts to do that, bro.
It takes
Loyalty.
guts. Don't sleep on that.
No, you're right though, because you're right. Because at that time, to me, you asked me to turn my back on somebody who helped me to be where I'm at in life now, that gave me my first shot. You're asking me to turn my back on that demand over Pier and start. No. I'm sorry. So you're right. You're so right. You're so right.
Guts.
Yeah, we are cook. We are cook over here. So common sense are cook tonight.
So let's take it from there now. Did BritJam come within that time frame, and how you got involved in BritJam?
So another thing to build up is that. So we talk about my high school, PNut being the cool guy, hanging with the cool guys at the time, you know what I mean? And people realizing how cool I was. To going to Kommon, at Kommon, people can tell you, like at the time, PNut, I run a place. Yeah? Moving from Pier, from Kommon into Yard
The first short circuit,
the short circuit, big promoter, website owner, got a road. Pier 1, the Margaritaville, like me constantly in the light.
Yeah.
Right? So, to enough people, man, might say, yo, that you nothing. Everything, everything in my do. But to me, with her, I just work with her.
Exactly.
The bond poor, so I feel, we're motivated with her. Like, we're motivated, bro.
Yeah.
We're motivated.
100%.
Right?
And people misunderstood that, yeah.
So I remember saying into Margaritaville, where I spent like 15 years. May I tell you, say, Ville was, at the time, Ville was Ville. Ocho was Ville. Me I travel go Kommon, me I travel go Ochi, me I go Mobay. You know what I mean? We are do it. So, I remember during my Ville tenure, I was Mr. Jardim, Brian Jardim, and Ian there hired one of the biggest PR firms at the time. Kamal Banki, Don Creary, Aisha Creary, right? They have one of the biggest PR firms in Jamaica right now. Most people who know them.
Who know.
A big man ball game them. Them one ribbies now.
Big man ball game.
They are big. Kamal Banki and Dan Creary are big man. Aisha Creary, big man ball game. Right? So, Ville say, okay, PNut, you are a local Mobay legend. People love you. We see that. But we want to get you larger than life. We want to get you big, because you're now the face of the company. So we say, okay, what you have in mind? So them hire Kamal them to PR me. That came with being in the page 2 Observer every week. Margaritaville highlights. Say Blue Beat.
I was.
Huh?
I remember that. I remember when you were Margaritaville, I think they had like, it's not a full page ad, but they had an ad in the newspaper every single week.
Every week. So page
Mm.
2 Observer, Blue Beat became, I was instrumental in making Blue Beat one of the most hippest clubs in Jamaica at the time. People used to travel all over Jamaica
Was
just
it
to
was
come
it
to.
you the one who came in with the headset party first?
Yeah, I was the first one to have a headset party. Well, in my
Because I
history.
remember, you know.
Yeah, man. But Blue Beat
Yeah.
back then, Blue Beat was like a high-end
High
uptown
end. Yeah,
vibe
yeah.
where we play a lot of house music and where have you
Yeah, yeah.
been? You know what I mean? White
Where
people
are we
Yeah.
now?
they start up
So
like
when you,
uptown.
I like the jazz night though. So back in the day we used to go on a whiskey. In time yeah, that type of
Yeah,
vibes. Jazz and whiskey.
Andre Dixon was the man behind the jazz vibes, but PNut come with the whole party vibes. Max
Yeah, yeah.
Jardine, the owner of Rainforest, his son. We had a Sunday night thing down there one Sunday called South Beach Sundays. I was say, yo, this body, and that led to Blue Beat being one of the wickedest clubs in Jamaica for about 5, 6, 7 years. Hot. And I was the man behind that. It's called the guest list, where if you weren't on the list, you couldn't get in. So yeah, with
That's
that, so
crazy.
you know, so people hate me, bro. I end up in a gleaner. One time, a woman come, one big doctor lady come, and me never know her at the time. And me out the door in a little prep star outfit, well hype. Let me check the list. Oh, your name? She wasn't on the list. So we had a strict thing where if you're not on the list, you have to
Yeah,
wait. Blue Beat never big. But that
Mhm.
was about 200-300 people. So we
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
over
yeah. Very
subscribe.
intimate
So,
type
so
of
we had to make it
settings.
very exclusive. So you had to
Yeah.
sign up to be on the list. It wasn't that who's who thing. You have to sign up and yeah, sure. Look at who's in it. When I go cap, right? Look at who's in it, right?
Come
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
But
yeah,
they
yeah.
come, they ready there.
But you had a chance to send in your name to be on the list,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I used to run that list and turn back people. So again, they're not too like me. Me and a Gleaner Observer, every week, page 2, Andre PNut Brown from Margaritaville, all smiles with this a big CEO, yeah.
And I
Andre.
thought it was you being your own PR, you know.
No, man. At that time, I had a PR company backing me. You know what I mean? The biggest PR company in Jamaica. So every week, me and a Gleaner, me and a Observer, me and a Star, every move me make. It was it was being PR, so that kind of now elevate me now to transcend from just being a little Mobay youth to now being not just the face of Margaritaville, but the face of Mobay. So the town man them now start calling me, yo, who that? Mr. Mobay?
Oh, that's where it came in.
Yeah.
That's where the name come from.
Yeah. Me never call myself Mr. Mobay. You see me?
Yeah.
And the town man them, Kamal Banky, who that? Mr. Mobay? Because when you hear about Mobay, you hear about PNut.
Yeah,
You hear
yeah,
about
100%.
Margaret, you hear about P. You up in Observer
You
PNut.
earn the name. You earn the name.
Yeah, we earn the name. So I might feel like say, I'm me call, like we go Instagram.com. What's a cool name should I give myself? Let me call myself Mr. Mobay.
You know, so that me
cool
call it for the rest of the podcast, Mr. Mobay. So you know Mr. Mobay. What do you think one of the biggest mistakes you make in a business?
Boy, one of the biggest mistakes I make in business is not believing in myself.
Confidence.
Not believing in myself. Because after the whole Margaritaville thing, I was always a promoter. We be always 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know what I mean? And we always had them little side hustling them, which was one of the big things that Ville had with me. They always say that me as I do look. Must me have music bar to remember that with her?
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
So me
Yeah.
always an entrepreneurial. Even though me I work, I feel I do one little side hustle. It is just in me. Because me can't sleep. You see me?
Self-reliance.
Right. So one of the biggest thing was not believing in myself. But I think I realized that not just that, but time. A wise man once said, the universe has its laws and it applies to everything, not just how the universe works. The distance that you're going, the speed at which you're traveling, dictates the time you take to get there. The distance you're going, the speed you're traveling dictates the time you get to get there. And if you understand the universe has a speed limit. Speed of light. We all know that. We cannot travel faster than that. So the universe has its laws. That no matter what we do, we cannot outdo the laws of we cannot travel faster than the speed of light. The universe dictates that. You understand that, right? We cannot move more than 60 seconds. We cannot move faster than 7 days a week. We cannot move faster than 365 days for the year. That is our universal time limit that we have as human beings. And what we have to do is just be patient and just do your time. Do your time. Be patient. Because you cannot move faster than that. And the moment you understand that life has its limits of how fast you can travel through life, and you understand and appreciate that, it makes you stop watching next man with the whole heap of 365 than you, and the whole heap of 60 seconds more than you, or more 7 days than you in that particular thing that he's doing.
You see this energy we are on right now? I love it. Because here what you know. You have different plants, you know. You ever hear about the Chinese bamboo?
Yes.
How long it take for grow?
Not sure. But it's a very strong plant. And it's a very strong plant.
It take a very long.
They even use it as scaffolding in China.
It take a very long time for growth. If I'm not mistaken, it take probably about, I don't want to put a number on it, but it take a long time for even a little thing come out of the ground. Right? But the moment it come out, in no time it shoot up.
Yeah.
Saying this, people often see the shooting up, but they never see the watering.
Watering.
So you see patience and confidence.
True.
People sleep on that, you know.
True.
Patience and confidence.
True.
Because when things now work out, people tend to dash it away.
Dash it away.
Because if you probably never have the right people around you, you probably won't be the man you are today.
You're cooking, bro. Bro, you're cooking. Bro, you're cooking.
Some of the time, it's not just your belief. Sometimes you have to work with another man's belief in you.
True.
And that is what listen to you, and that's what makes you
some of the belief.
That is true. That is so true. Bro, you know what? That podcast, that podcast I go legendary because a whole heap of insights that me I pick up right now and things that me I learn. I say my Jehovah Witness days help build me. Come on, thank you for find that out. But back to the Margaritaville thing. So you find that as me always up there, right? And because of that now, and I'm being PR'd, like you know, people start seeing me whole heap. And I think this is where my downfall started out for some people. Because for one, and to answer your question, that I know I never really took a leap. And one day one man come see me at Ville after about 11 years at Ville. And the man come at Ville and see me. I think it was in my 11th year. I leave right at COVID. When COVID hit, they didn't hire me back. They didn't hire me back. After 15 years, they didn't hire me back. After 15 years, they didn't hire me back. Right? But in my 11th year, a man come and say, come back. Well, are you who worked as a manager back then? And the man come back and say, because at that time, I spent 10 years in the corporate office and I moved to the property on Bottom Road to learn operations. Because I had the corporate side down, but operation is a whole different beast from corporate. So I spent 5 years learning on the ground how to run a bar, how to manage staff, how to handle millions of dollars in cash every day, inventory. You know it, Kemar. So skiller than me, running a bar and running a business, the skiller than me you can't find. But anyways, the 11th year, and to this day stuck with me, but the man come back and see me there one night. And the man say, rotted peanut. You cement, yes, sir? That they laugh. What we
You
get
don't know,
laugh?
you don't know if it's a compliment or is that this?
Bro, me confused, bro. Right? Me
What about
confused.
that, man?
Now me I say, yo, what is happening to me? I style him, I style me. Or him I try some a loyal, faithful employee. Which part? I'm so
But
great. I'm so great at my job that it's almost like I'm cemented here. Or, big man, you can't find a different one. You can't
is
look
is
something else.
is a wake
You
up
see
call.
me, Jassa? You see
Yeah.
me? You see me, bro? So,
Mm.
but again, his true intentions was if me not left from you, so.
I
Because for
start your
11
own thing.
years, because for
Yeah.
11 years as a
It's a
youth
long
with
time,
potential.
that's, you know.
Yeah, for a youth with potential, who remember throughout them time me I keep short circuit, me I do my little thing them same way. But to you,
Collaborate.
I didn't have that confidence to step away. You know, Vil had a good salary. I got used to everything that came with that job, you know, the job security
Safety
and
net.
the safety net. So I didn't really have that confidence to go out and believe in myself. Say, yes, PNut, you do enough time on the road, which part. If you go out there
Yeah,
and go
create
do
something and do
something
it for yourself.
yourself,
Yeah.
PNut,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't have that confidence. I think that was one of my biggest mistakes. But again, it could have been a blessing because how I got into entrepreneurship, I think it flowed. And
The
looking back,
journey.
I'm saying, what if I had jumped before that moment? Would I be as successful as I am today? So it is something that boggles my mind today. But at the end of the day, if you're destined for greatness, you're destined for greatness. But again, before we
Yeah,
jump on
stop
to
it.
your next question, you see, because of them little things that too, even though me and Mr. Mobay, and a lot of people in Mobay don't like me. A lot of people in Mobay, them don't like me. And I'm going to break it down to you. You see, the ghetto people them,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, them rate me. Because I know say you're a peanut that from Endon School who used to play football for Endon School and them rate me as a youth who make it out of the ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see the people them were born with it, uptown and born with some things and you know, enough of them people feel like say me,
So you have to
me,
know.
me,
Entitled.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know
yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Yes, the
You're
youth, the youth,
entitled.
hold on,
You're
hold on.
entitled and
They
you're
feel,
not a
they
criminal.
feel, hold on there. They feel that you're in the Usain Bolt moving the uptown just too fast.
Too fast. Right, too fast.
Yeah.
And
Where
then
you come from? I take with jobs, I take with
yeah,
connections. Who
you
you?
come from? Like this are you bro, remember one time, me used to free to tell people say me come from Norwood. Me used to free to tell people say me come from Norwood. Because I feel like say them when I look down upon me or them wouldn't treat me the same. That was a syndrome I had for many, many years. Yeah?
No, man.
And
Everybody have an origin story.
yeah, and,
No.
and enough people who feel like say me not supposed to do this or me not supposed to do so and this man I get to youth and you know me have this you know what I mean, you know some people they can't fathom that a little youth like me I get that platform there and I think because of that and you know everything that I've been doing and you know the whole everything and which was thrown at me which I had no choice but to embrace it might come off like saying enough. Me always I try to do this. You know, some people stay when
A greatness, man.
greatness, when them see it, it's almost like say to some people, when them look at PNut and them look for them life and assess where both are, and them say, boy, but me not going with nothing.
I feel, you know what? A lot of people would say failure is a ending for the story. People now really pay money for supplied winning. Them pay money for supplied lose. So you
Like
have to apply.
lose.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
all of that what you're saying is a part of the journey.
True. But
If
to this
anything did
day,
change, if anything did change a little bit, it might not. The world will never know.
we'll
Yeah, that's
never
the
know.
thing. So the what if questions.
And not just that too. Not just them, a whole a lot of not just the local man, a lot of corporate people. A lot of people who feel like say, this time, him not really come from no big name family. Him not have no masters. Him
And
not have
you have
no,
masters and bachelors and
him not have no
doctorates.
this. Doctor, him not have that. So why is he in these spaces? Why when PNut walks into a room, everybody respects him and the room lights up and he is the life of the party and what like some people who don't know my journey and what got me to where I'm at, they look at that and feel as if that that youth here, like who him went for. Like a virgin of mine said, boy, PNut, recommend. I was in a corporate space and me recommend you to do something. And the people is like, PNut, oh no. No, I don't think he suits the profile, right? Because I feel like say, I don't belong. Like they feel as if they feel as if that because I'm not from a particular background, or maybe my education, and I'm not like a big name doctor, I mean I'm no big lawyer, I mean I'm no big this. Me not supposed to dare so.
You see this what you're saying right now?
Me not dare so.
A youth right now, I listen to this, and what they need to know, as we said before, you have two kind of knowledge. You have general knowledge and specialized knowledge. When you go to school and them tell you A plus B, them tell you A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 1 plus 1, them teach you that. So you repeat where you learn.
Yeah.
But it's specialized knowledge when you can imagine things.
Yep.
And make it happen. One of the greatest knowledge anybody can possess.
So true.
Yeah, man.
That
absolutely. And one of the things.
You cannot learn that.
So true. So you're right, bro. You're so right.
What I don't want you to do, though, PNut. You see, at the end of the day, people are always gonna talk, right? But, and I'm not saying that you're doing this, but what people need to understand is that you can't, you can't make yourself feel less than or bring yourself down to what they think you are, because you earn this, right?
No.
You already explained to us that, hey, we start from this point, from SBA level, and I've been building myself coming up until this point in my life. I may have all of these years of experience, right? So at the end of the day, you belong in those spaces, and you have to, when you step into them spaces, you have to feel it in yourself, say, yo, I belong here. So it doesn't matter who wants to scuff up their nose or say what they want to say. You see, at the end of the day, your manager at the time at Margaritaville, as just you mentioned, right? I'm pretty sure she had a big degree. Right?
Of course.
But what she didn't have is the experience that you had. She didn't have the connections that you had. So sometimes it's not about the academics piece of it. Sometimes it's about the real world experience, right? I'm going to transition into another question, right?
But you're right. You're so right. You're so right.
Yeah.
Before you're going to that question,
yeah,
I always feel like I belong, and this is one thing I would like to share to the viewers out there, that once you believe in yourself and you know exactly what you are about, what you are trying to achieve, and what your end goal is, no matter what the resistance or the hate or whatever it is that people will throw at you to try to break you, stay focused and know that you belong in those spaces. And I think that is one of the prime reasons why they're like, we can't bring this man down. We've tried. We've talked against him. We've prevented him from getting opportunities, but he still thrives. And that's because of me and my mindset that I know I belong. Back to you, Kemar.
Is it important that you said that? Because we want people to know, say, you're not feel no way about how, people are looking at you in those spaces, right? I want to talk about your business, right? So, I think just like everybody else, we've seen everybody else from Mobay, Kingston as well, or the rest of Jamaica, but Mobay for sure. We've been seeing social butterflies on Instagram the beautiful ladies in out in them branding and them outfit, and that's a huge part of the entertainment space, right? Tell us about your the Social Butterflies Entertainment Group. What is that? What are the different arms you have in terms of like the different facets of that business?
Excellent question. So to the end part of to the end part of my Margaritaville career, I always had a lot of people reaching out to me because, and I said I was Mr. Mobay,
Yeah.
not me, but I was given that. So everybody,
Claim it, man.
when I got Mobay, link PNut. So people started to call me and, to recommend it to get stuff done. And I would recommend other people and they wouldn't execute at the level that represented my recommendation. Someone said, boy, Peter, boy, you recommend some people. And I tell you, boy, them was a disaster. You know what I mean? And that started to affect my credibility. So I said, you know what? I think there's something here for me to do. I have so many requests and business I'm passing on. Create something and try to, capitalize on it. Yeah? So I created the Social Butterflies brand because at that time, I was in the entertainment space, the marketing space, the brand building, the brand promotions. So I started Social Butterflies as a business that would support marketing activities. Remember, through Margaritaville, I used to work with all the big brands, the Red Stripes, the Smirnoffs, all that. So I understood what they wanted and the promotions that they wanted, how they would send ambassadors to the club to drive sales, and I saw that firsthand. So coupled with that, I said, you know what? Let me create a business that can support the marketing needs of these corporations that are looking to penetrate Montego Bay. And I started the brand, and from the work ethic that I always had, all the experience that I've gathered throughout all the years that we just went through for the last 2 hours, I channeled all that energy into creating something great. And I found that after I started that business, I attracted a lot of corporations because I was very close to Red Stripe. I was signed to Red Stripe for 2 years, where I was on billboards and posters all over Jamaica, in ad campaigns, commercials, magazines, billboards, you name it, all across as a Red Stripe ambassador. So I had a great relationship with. Hey, that's one more thing them now will let me for still again. But anyways,
Billboard.
yeah, I had a great corporate connections through that, and I started to work with the big corporations, the Red Stripe, by doing brand support for them with the ladies. You know what I mean, helping them to push the brand, in events and driving sales, and that led to other brands seeing what we were doing and other corporations coming in. And Mobay is we've now come to realize that Mobay is really where the money is at, because
there has been a huge shift.
Yeah, all of these big brands that are in Kingston, they depend on Mobay because Mobay have the hotels. Yeah. So when these liquor companies have all of this liquor, one of their biggest suppliers or customers is hotels. The liquor man we drink a bar here and there, that's good. But the tourism space, which is a multi-billion-dollar space, a lot of corporations benefit from that, right? So I saw this and realized how important Mobay was, right, as a strategic financial hub for these corporations to have a foothold here. So I started it to offer support and to capitalize on my marketing activities and all the things I was asked to do. But you find that when you start a business, it evolves. A business, it takes a life of its own, and it is for you now as the parent of that business to see where it's going and nurture it. Or say, you know what? Yeah, run across the road in that traffic, so that's not a great idea. So come back here, baby. Right? So it's you as a parent, as a business owner, to guide that business, because it's like a child. It's gonna be wandering all over the place. So it's for you to find where the fun part is, where it's safe for that baby to thrive and grow and meet other babies and you know and grow and develop, right? And that's with business. That your business will take a life of its own. And this business took a life of its own, to where it started off just offering support and making use of the connections that I had, to where we now support. Fast forward, when COVID ended and Margaritaville couldn't party anymore, they chose to hire the people that was more operations based. And they said, if anybody can survive after COVID, it's PNut. All right. So we're not really worried about him.
All right.
I don't know if that's a compliment or if
it is a compliment. I think it's a compliment.
Or if that's not valuing the 15 years I did down there. But it was a tough time, so I understand. So they decided to open the venue and hold off on the party things them, yeah? So I had to go out and figure it out on my own. So that is when I really took my social butterflies to the road and say, yo, why COVID come? I'm not work. The safety net we mentioned earlier is gone. What do we do now? But luckily, I was always a roadman entrepreneur, so I could have fallen back on my reputation. So when COVID done and social butterflies, got into full gear, because it was running while I was at Ville, mind you, right? I was operating while I was at Ville.
And we have to admit the mental change that it took, because now Margaritaville was a part of your identity, and that's what people have to understand. When it becomes a part of your identity, and then it shifts, you have to find yourself now as the man that everybody go to when them need promotions. Because when you're seen as the strong ones in a PNut, who do you go to? So the mental capacity now is how you balance this now. All right, identity shift. And that's where you find social butterflies and decide to take it full on.
And no fast.
What are some of the big events that you have done with this company?
Well, not just events. So the beauty about this company is that we now support. We know first and foremost, a lot of people see this company, they don't understand it. And this is the first time I'm going to give people a true understanding of this company. Because sometimes I just leave it to be. But as it is right now, Social Butterflies presently now support some of the biggest corporations in Jamaica. You name it. You can go on the page and you see all the big corporate giants.
I see some of the corporate events that you do.
From Supreme
Not just
Ventures,
events, but yeah.
Even from Supreme Ventures to Grace, to Sunshine Snacks, to Massey. I mean, you name it. All the big corporations, Hennessy, Moy, all the big corporations, the biggest corporations in Jamaica, use Social Butterflies to brand market and for representation for their brands right across Jamaica. We have over 600 ambassadors that work within our organization. A lot of people see it as a bottle service company where the girls go party, go work. But the reality of it is that can't pay bills. Me allowing the girls to work at parties is my
brand marketing.
Is my marketing to keep the brand in relevant, right? And it also gives the ladies a chance to make extra money. Because when these bottle girls go to these parties, them are going within 40, 50, 60 grand. Where some people have to work 2 weeks. Some people who are looked down upon them and I judge them for what them I do. When a bottle girl go, she make her 50, 60 grand in a one night.
Plus she take this time to remind people that Shensia was a bottle girl.
Yeah. You have to work 2 weeks to make that. So don't look down upon bottle girls. But anyway,
you mentioned
but some people see Social Butterflies as a bottle service thing. But the reality of it is that we represent some of the biggest corporations in Jamaica. And on any given weekend, we have over 200 brand promoters on the road. We might be doing a campaign for Grace. Like, no, we're doing a campaign for Grace. No, where every weekend, we're in like 20, 30 locations across the region. Then we have mothers that we're doing something for right now. We have Supreme Ventures that we're doing some work for. We have Select Brands we're doing some work for. We have several corporations we're doing work for. At any given moment, we have over 200 people in the field doing brand promotions and brand marketing for big corporations. Big corporations.
I'm gonna ask you some free advice because we have a lot of entrepreneurs that watch the channel. They come in, they ask us for advice all the time and stuff like that. What do you think is like, you know, one of the biggest things that business owners do not understand about marketing?
I think a lot of people, they see marketing as textbook. They see marketing as a textbook, that it's a process you follow. You know how in science, you know that, to achieve this result, you have to mix this chemical, half a teaspoon of this, quarter teaspoon of that, 3/4 teaspoon of that, and you get the result that you're looking for, right? Because there's a scientific formula for that end result that you're looking for. But sometimes you have to just dash the whole light in the pot and mix it up. You understand? Sometimes you have to dash the teaspoon. Sometimes you have to dash the teaspoon and the half a teaspoon and the quarter teaspoon of this and just dump the whole light in the pot. Right? And I say that to say that some people, they tend to apply a certain formula to marketing. Right?
But they apply it across the board for everything.
Right. They try to apply it across the board. And rightfully so, a lot of this is procedure based. We're not going to ignore that, right? But you have to have the ability to understand that at this particular moment, this is what you need to achieve, and this is what it's going to take to achieve that. So you might believe that, well, running a radio ad, running a TV commercial, getting an influencer, getting this, all of that checks the boxes, for accomplishing that goal or your marketing targets. You have to check all of these boxes to get all of this done because you think that's the process, right? But sometimes you have to understand, what exactly are my needs, right? What are the resources do I have available to me? Because that's a big part of marketing also. You have budgets that you have to understand, that how can I make the most of what I have, right? And what are my immediate needs? So not trying to lock yourself into a bubble and trying to follow the process flow of what they say you need to add in that marketing pot to accomplish that result. It's really what you see that you need and what that immediate need is. So if that immediate need require a 10 pound of sugar, you go put 10 pound of sugar into that, because that is going to get the pot to a level of sweetness that's going to attract the ants to come and drink out of that pot.
I always tell people that when it comes to marketing, you can't cheat it. Because if you don't do in-depth marketing, you're not going to get in-depth results. You're going to get the fast paper burning results.
In some cases, and again, marketing, I think that some people, for me, spending different levels and tiers of marketing, it comes in different forms, right? Marketing and promotions are two different things. And I think some people
mix up the both
as one, right? But marketing and promotions are two different things. Marketing is more of a calculated strategic process, right? Whereas promotions is going out there and saying awareness, come,
I know some flyers.
Come, right, buy, direct. Right.
So I want to ask you one more business question, PNut, before, and because I don't want us to run out of time, So before we get to Hurricane Melissa, because that's a huge thing, and we don't want to figure before we ask you about it, right?
Yeah.
So one of the last business questions I want to ask you is about the e-commerce business, right? So Sobe Stores. Tell us
Yeah,
about that. I feel like that's something that was missing from the space, and you identified that, which is amazing. So tell
right.
us how that work and tell us some give us the details on that one. Let
So
us know about that.
Sobe Stores, I'm always an innovator. And, the whole 2 hour story captures that. So for me, when COVID came, Social Butterfly was a, underground, in your face, type of marketing firm, right? And with COVID, that was no longer a thing. Yeah, I mean social distancing, and so we had to rethink the way how businesses made money, how you interacted with your customer. We had to shift the game upside down, right? So I'm saying that okay, I have this big marketing company, things are going great. How do I now stay relevant? How do I stay in business? And not only how do I stay in business, but how do I also offer the support to other businesses that need that level of support to keep their businesses going. So it was no longer about me and how I transition, how I pivot. It's how do I help other businesses to pivot during this tough time. So I said, hey, face-to-face thing not working out, and that could have been the end to my business because my thing is like a people
Yeah,
thing. That was the
social
destruction
butterflies,
of my business.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so again, I know, and I think that's a very important part because I could have probably given up and said, boy, there it is, But I said, hey, how can I stay in business? So I said, the world is going online. There's a big shift with, you know, bringing your business online and, social distancing and using technology. How do I know apply that? How do I now get Jamaicans and the average man? How do I get them in to transition and still make money? How do I do that? So I concocted this whole plan and I created the Sobe Stores concept, which was a platform that we created and a system that we created that allows small businesses to now operate online and to make money online given the time that we were in. So Sobe Stores was actually a pivot and a reaction that I had during the COVID time to stay relevant as an entrepreneur, grow my business, and to help others. So when I started that, I helped a lot of small businesses to transition into the online space because a lot of businesses did not make that transition. So we achieved that through providing websites where they could transact their business and they could showcase their products all over the world. And a big challenge that most websites have is how do we now collect money? PayPal is a nightmare. Who knows, right? How do we now make that process a lot simpler? So we did the research, partnered with a particular company where we had payment processing integrated into websites. And that was one of the biggest challenges to solve in the e-commerce space. And I was one of the first companies to solve that problem. And the government started to pivot into how do we get businesses online. And the government started the ENDS program, if you remember that program, which was geared towards helping businesses transition online. And, they offered them websites and all of these things, but it wasn't working out for them because I was almost a year ahead of them building this e-commerce concept. So somebody said, hey, here's this guy in Mobay called PNut. He has a
Mr.
platform,
Mobay.
Mr. Mobay, and he's
Yeah.
very advanced. So the government reached out to me and they said, hey, how can you help us to make this ENDS program make sense? And I looked at what they were doing, and because I was a year ahead of the curve, which is always me, I had the ability to understand that, hey,
On the move, on the go, yeah.
here's a new thing, jump on it. So I could say, hey, this, that, and that, that's where you're making a mistake. and I retooled their entire program, and I showed them what they needed to do, to a point where I got the pan chicken men having
Online.
websites
Oh, yeah, I say. You
online.
can order jerk chicken.
You can order jerk chicken from Button Road and have a bike man pick up that
Deliver
jerk
it.
chicken and deliver it.
That's crazy.
And I wrote that template and I shared that template with the ENDS program. And that is what really, because people were criticizing the government about this ENDS thing and ray, blah, blah. And when I came in and offered my suggestions and streamlined it, the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, made a post that you can go on Google now on Twitter that praised me as an entrepreneur and my company sold stores. Yeah, man, and post it for the work.
So Peter, when you
run
for when you join, when you're going to politics.
So come to that.
I joke.
No, I'm serious. I'm coming to
it's
that.
It's not a joke with PNut. No?
Yeah, not a joke. So the Prime Minister had to thank me for the work that I did with helping small businesses pivot online.
Kudos to that, man.
During one of the most challenging times in businesses for entrepreneurs in Jamaica. And that was a very big accomplishment of mine. If you check the story that, so that was Toby's story.
I think we need a part 1 and a part 2 for you. But we're going to up in a few things, up in and out a few things. So when I mention, you just give me a paragraph so the people, because we got some questions I want to ask. BritJam.
Go ahead.
BritJam, 1.
Well, BritJam. So, BritJam, big up DJ Face and the English team. I think BritJam is a very important festival. It was one of the first of its kind, as it relates to a niche marketed product from Mobay. And they reached out to me, given I was Mr. Mobay and DJ Face being a Montegonian, and big up Zoom, good production. And with Zoom and DJ Face being in England and PNut being on the ground, we with Crazy Chris, Ralph, and the whole team, but we became the core of what created, I think, for 6-7 years when BritJam had a run.
It was massive. It was great.
Yeah, man. BritJam had a run. That BritJam, we had the Dream Weekends, we had the ATIs of the world, but BritJam was something unique. It was something different. It was just something that was just really,
spring break type of vibes.
Yeah, man. And that was Montego Bay's first successful weekend series with people coming in from all over the world, coming to Montego Bay, and we were behind the execution of that. That's also another medal that I wear for BritJam, and as
you wear a lot.
Yeah,
I try to touch them. Dream Weekend.
Go ahead. Dream Weekend. So Dream Weekend,
we feel like that Dream Weekend one, they want a whole podcast.
No, it will. I have to carry back one day because I'm a history man.
Obviously.
I'm a history man. So ATI, through your device back then when ATI started way back in the day, we're working with ATI, Alex Chin and Daniel and the team, the original guys. And we and Darren Virtue. Your device was a key to Mobay. So anything come through Mobay, you have to link PNut. So when ATI started to promote, they linked us up. So we were the ones promoting ATI in Mobay as their ticket guys, selling tickets for them, bringing awareness to Negril. Because them days nobody know about Negril. I just have very few people. So we were the ones pushing ATI. And then, we did that for several years. And, when ATI and Dream Weekend had that split, right? And ATI split and Dream Weekend started. We did ATI, I think 2 years into that because of loyalty. And then, with ATI threw in the towel, Dream Weekend became the big ball game, the big dog in town. And, we had a very strategic advantage because we were the keys to Mobay at the time. So Dream Weekend kind of adopted us. Some of the members from ATI was in Dream. So we had relationships before that. So when Dream started off, and we were an integral part of, bringing the awareness and, being a part of it. And I had the pleasure of having an event, short circuit, was a Mobay party that was on Dream
That's a
Weekend
fact.
representing the
That's a
city.
fact.
So I've been with Dream Weekend from the very get-go as a promoter on the ground, to a resource man, to a promoter, to now being in Mobay in my backyard, and me playing a very integral role in
For
this
this year
year's rollout.
staging in Montego Bay for the first time. So finally, I said we have to go bring it back and read the car. We don't touch half hour ago on it.
We don't even touch a quarter with her.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So being being a bachelor and change from a bachelor to now family and all of that. How was that for you? How was that transition for the popular man that is out there and now, you became a family man?
So let's see, life comes at you, right? Life comes at you. And it's funny you mentioned that, because, people ask me, I've been doing social butterflies for 11 years, right? And a lot of people, remember we discussed, a lot of people don't like me for obvious reasons, things I don't have any control over. A lot of people who they don't know my story, where I'm coming from. They see me and they misrepresent me of what I'm about. And even though in my business, Social Butterflies, you'll have people that will say, well, PNut work with all the girls, them, and, he's doing this with the girls and doing that with the girls. And, you will always have that when you find a male working with so many women. It comes with it.
Sure. It's that
And I understand it. I've been doing Social Butterflies for 11 years. And, with all the bring down and, all the people that, that just don't like me or misjudge me, it's always something quick to say. You know what I mean? That, PNut this or PNut that. But I will say to you, gentlemen, that you don't run a business for 11 years working with so many corporations by doing the wrong thing.
Naturally.
And for somebody who is thinking that, what people try to use against me or try to bring down the organization with, because I get that a lot, because I'm not a very light guy for many reasons. But one thing you cannot discredit is the work that I put in.
Yeah, the history.
The history. And for where I'm coming from, you don't get where I'm at by doing the wrong things. And you've never heard of a situation that PNut has been called out for not doing the right thing. My name is always called on being helpful, being an innovator, being a personality, being a helper, being a giver, being a marketer, being a promoter, to Hurricane Melissa, where, I gave myself to the people and I helped thousands of people and raised thousands of dollars and gave away thousands of packages, helping communities all across Jamaica, self-sacrificing my own needs. My roof was leaking and did lift up, but I still had a roof over my head, which a lot of people didn't have. And I stepped up during that time and did my part, right? And I'm getting back to that marriage piece and that whole piece. And, after spending 15 years with her, 10 of it, I think 7 or 8 years of it at a Margaritaville, being the life of the party, being the boss. I will tell people this, and I will candidly say that working at an environment like that for 7 years in your young life, where girls come to Jamaica to meet guys. We know how it go already. Girls flying come to Jamaica, come meet man. Easy pickings. 7 years in that environment. 7 years. So to me, I've seen it, I've done it. So certain things with it don't frighten me. So when people wonder why I work around so many women and, you never hear of, anybody saying, boy, PNut this or PNut that, or, aside from, whatever people will say to try to bring you down, you've never had anybody come out and say, PNut has done this. Check my record, it's clean. And people wonder, how you work with so much women, PNut? Or how you married and you work? It's because in my former life, I was the man. I've always been the man. I'm used to
Been
be
there,
man.
done that.
Been there, done that. For 7 years, I run the biggest club in Jamaica where women come to meet men. You know what I mean? So I've seen it and I've done it, right? And when I've transitioned into business, I've now come to realize that business and integrity comes first. Being a leader, being a mentor, being a provider, all those things are important. And I met my wife along that journey. I met her at Megamart going shopping for.
Megamart.
Yeah, I met her at Megamart.
For the men them who don't know, if you're looking for a wife, go shopping, man. Go to the supermarket and go to a nice supermarket.
I'm Mr. My breast, yo, bro, Gregory, yo, that girl is nice. Yeah. And I went to talk to her, and she was busy, so she kind of blew me off. You know what I mean? I said, but clearly she don't know. Clearly she don't know the great PNut. But my wife come from Sainty, so she don't really know. And a Mobay girl, so
the status not reach her.
So my ego was intact, right? Ego was intact, and funny enough, so she blew me off a Megamart, and surprisingly, the same night we go brewery because I had a bar at music. I'm gonna go brewery, go see what they go on the road. I'll check my BritJam. I'm gonna say, Gregory, I'm the same girl that from today at Megamart. He said, yo, true. So I went to her and I said, hey, I'm following you. And she's like, what? Yeah, I'm the guy from Megamart today. I'm following you. And she's like, what? So she now thinks I'm this big ass weirdo, right? Big ass weirdo, right? Telling her that I'm stalking her, right?
Yeah.
She gave me this weird look. And I was like, you know what? Shit. I'm fucking this up. I'm blowing this up. I was like, no. I'm just joking. I'm the guy you met at Megamart today. And, I was just so surprised that I ran into you today. She's like, oh, yes. Oh, it was my sister's birthday and I was getting her a cake and I was so flustered. And it's her birthday, so that's why we're here. So we're here celebrating. I was like, oh, cool, blah, 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 blah. So we start chatting and the whole Megamart link up and we happen to see each other again in the night. And, I almost come with this lame line about I'm following you, almost blew it. So we kind of hit it off and I went to propose to her. And you know where I proposed to her?
Where?
Megamart.
Yeah. People trying to bring me down or me go propose to my wife at Megamart. What kind of style? They never really understand. Yeah. But marriage life happened, and I've been married for the last 10 years now. We have a daughter.
Congratulations.
We have a daughter, and it's life has its ups and downs. Marriage has its ups and downs. It's not perfect. You know what I mean? And we won't pretend like we are perfect. But at the end of the day, I've been blessed to have a wife that she understands that she chose to be with somebody who is super obsessive about work and who is so focused on achieving his goals, being a provider. She knows that I'm a provider. Always make sure the family is good, always make sure the home is good. But she understands that I'm a workaholic. And having a partner that understands this, I think has been one of the biggest blessings that really keeps me going today. So I have to give thanks for that. Yeah.
Well, I tell you, we can't go on, but we have to bring you back and talk to you.
Yeah, man, we could go on and on.
Any question? Jackson Q?
Me have one question, because all right, I have a statement, it's more of a statement, but definitely you can comment on it. I have family in West Green, right? And during the hurricane, what happened to West Green already? The whole of West Green flood out, right?
Yeah.
And I had to walk through the mud to get. We went at West Green. I don't know if you know West Green Meadows. It's like the last block around at the corner around this, right?
Spent a lot of time
I have to
there, yeah.
walk through the mud for go around there. Well, the whole place is full of mud anyway. The whole house full of mud. They didn't have drinking water, didn't have food. So one of the things that really made me proud was seeing the response that you had to the whole hurricane and stuff, and you know, all of the actions that you took, the connections that you made, and you know, posting it every day. Because guess what? You see, when you post it, me get to see it through your lens. To see, all right, something go on. We can see, you know, on the post, I can see, oh, that's how West Green look now. That's how Catching All look now. That kind of thing. And one of the things that I saw you did was the connection you made for the water truck, because no water at all never run. Everything, first of all, no water in the pipe. They couldn't get drinking water. I went down there and I had like a case of water, right? I mean, couldn't drive going, so I have to walk with it in my hand, right? And before me get to the house, a half case of water left.
Yeah, man.
I mean, family, I carried fine. I couldn't, bro, me couldn't pass them and I give them some little old lady. I say, fine, yes, them in a drink no water. I say, oh, God, water come on my eye, bro.
That time period, it humbled me. It made me realize.
I have to give you flowers, bro. I have to say, thanks for all of what you did.
Thank you.
Say a whole lot of people do that, but me have to say it from my personal experience, bro. You did a lot for Mobay in that period, and we appreciate you.
Thank you. I genuinely, you know, would like to thank you for that, because you know, at the end of the day, when it happened, you know, I just felt like, PNut, you know, you have to do something. And you know, the next day, I don't know if it's divine intervention, but I just got inspired to just say, hey, PNut, you are a cornerstone in Mobay and you can do a lot here. And I just started to just, you know, get some connections, make some phone calls, you know, try to find innovative ways how to approach this. When everybody was trying to give goodie bags, I was raising money to buy a water truck to give people water. And you know, it's just my love for, you know, the love for the city, and I think all that the city has done for me, I think that I could be doing a lot more than just sitting at home, hunkering down and waiting for this to pass. I had to get out there and get my hands dirty, and I got out there, and you know, one day led to another, and one day led to another, and you know, the rest is history. To where you now can say, you know, PNut, respect for the work that you've done, and I truly appreciate that, and that was a very, you know, big part of
and that's definitely where the title Mr. Mobay even gets stronger.
No.
Here.
That is it.
No, I see you already starting politics with all this passion that you have, from inspiration to from then till now.
So like you're trying to get exclusive.
The journey just continue. Non-stop.
I think in the end, I think I have to end up in politics, because I think I have such a long, rigorous, and you know, an educational journey that I've moved back into my community in Norwood, and I've rehabilitated my old house, and I've turned it into a place for the community. And you know, the other day the roads were bad, and I went to True Valley and I bought a couple bag of True Patch and gave it to the community to patch the road. You know, I love spending time back in my old community now, because I'm mentoring the youths, them, providing opportunities, showing them that, you know, good can come from the garrison. I'm sponsoring a few youths in football who are doing very well now. And, you know, I see that love that I get from the people, and I see that my influence, it is now changing lives. One young girl used to play barefoot football on the field up in Norwood, and I saw her talent, and I got her into the Real Madrid football club, and she gone Kingston, gone score much goal, about to do big things in football. You know what I mean? All because You know, I gave her the platform. A little girl in now that play with them. You know, there's always one girl that play with the boy them, right?
Yeah.
And
Hey,
now
them,
she has,
don't run on for them, you know.
yeah, no, she has scored big goal at Kingston. And I'm so proud that I could have changed her life. And I see where I can come in and change lives. And I think at the end goal, I think it's just the being in politics. I think it's the right thing for me to do because I think I would genuinely come from a place of love, understanding, compassion, and a need for people to get the opportunities that, you know, I was privy to work for, but they're not in a position to get because, you know, I want to say lucky, but I was in a different position to get these opportunities, but I can then now help them to get it. So
And I would love for somebody
us.
like you to be in politics too, because you know
thank
we have
you.
so much opportunities in Jamaica when it come on to the e-commerce. And somebody like you, I think, can bring it to the world, bring more products to the world. And I think, you know,
Absolutely.
your man would just make things happen. We
Yeah,
don't
man.
have to ask you how, but
Yeah.
your man
So
would just make things happen.
I think
So we
this is
have
a
to give you
natural,
credit.
it's a natural gift. It's a natural gift.
PNut, tell us how to reach you. How can someone reach you? And we're going to talk after this still, but why you a little bit about the you know, giving back, mentoring the youths kind of thing that you're doing in the community, how we can get involved, right? But how can, if someone wants to reach out to you, see what you're doing, contact you about social butterflies, about Sobe stories, or anything else that you're doing, one of the 1 million things that you're doing.
Yeah.
How
The
how
new
can they
thing
reach
now,
you?
the new thing I'm doing now is called Rides. It's a ride hailing platform that I'm
Oh,
creating for
I saw you
yeah,
advertising that in BritJam.
for
Dream.
local tourism guys.
Yeah.
American companies are coming into Jamaica and taking away the market share with these apps and taking the money overseas. So we've created a Jamaican owned and operated solution where local transportation providers can have their own app that guests can now reach them using technology versus being outside and saying taxi or old conventional method. So we've brought some technological changes to the local tourism transportation industry. We just did a test run for Dream and it went very successful to the right app. So that's the next big project I'm working on now. And I'm open for investors. So you can reach me at PNut, PNUT underscore Mr. Mobay 1. That's my social media handle on all. You can also reach me via email. My go-to email is abrown22.p@gmail.com. And you know, I'm relatively easy to find. Just see me in the streets and just holla G.
Search up Mr. Mobay and he will appear. PNut, definitely appreciate you stopping by, give us a lot of information here. And not only that, I feel like your journey will inspire someone listening today. So
Thank you.
definitely thank you for stopping by. With Q, you have any last words?
Yeah, well, I'm going to bring back Peanut with a talk.
We want to bring you back specifically for the promoter part of it because trust me.
Clearly we have a whole heap of things to talk about.
Rough out there.
Clearly we have a whole heap of things. Clearly we have a whole heap of things to talk about.
All right, yeah, man. But thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, man.
Common sense.
Let me give your guy, first of all, common sense. Listen to me. You know, for who I am and what I've done, you know, a lot of people tend to overlook the country boy them because we're not mainstream or we're not whatever. So we not have no stories to tell. So not many platforms are giving people like myself a platform we can come and share our stories and inspire the youths. You know what I mean? So I would like to first to big up the Common Sense team. I love that name, by the way. Amazing name. I really appreciate what you guys are doing, not just for the culture, but for young entrepreneurs, for the business community, for the diaspora, just overall, being that platform that educates and enlightens and educates. And I think what you guys are doing, the work that you are doing, I think it's amazing. And I think it's gonna change lives and inspire a lot of people. So, I take my figurative hats off to you guys, and I wish you all the best on your podcast journey. And thank you for having me. And I'm happy that I could have been a part of this. So big up on yourself.
My pleasure. I tell you, the book is there to be written, and the story is there to be told. And I know you didn't even half got it right, but we appreciate it again, I always say common sense make it make sense. It was a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers up.
Next time.
All right, guys.
Bye.